Hey friends, Justin White here, back with another weekly update on Trades Talk. And thank you all for tuning in. I'm excited. It is Friday, September 5th, rolling into the weekend. Hope everyone had a great short week after the Labor Day holiday. Big shout out to my pops, Kendel. It's his birthday today, September 5th. He is not listening to this today because he is deep in the backcountry off the grid. Him and his wife, my stepmom, went deep into, I think they're in the immigrant wilderness, but basically somewhere in that Yosemite area. They got packed in on horses like 20 miles in, off the grid in the beautiful California backcountry. So I'm super jealous of that, but I just wanted to shout him out. He's our founder at K&D. He started this company with my mother almost 40 years ago. And it is just such an incredible honor to carry on his legacy, carry on their legacy, and really be focusing on raising the bar. So I thought today would only be right to kind of honor my pops a little bit and talk a little bit about K&D, how we got started, where we're at, our mission. And it's kind of an interesting time because at K&D right now, frankly, guys, we're struggling a little bit. We've put together such an incredible team of absolute, just great people, leaders, people who give back to their community, people who care about each other, people who want to be great and do great things, find their true fulfillment in life. Well, when you have a year where growth doesn't come as easy, and maybe in some departments and divisions, you're not growing much at all, and others, maybe you are, it's really hard to continue the motivation, inspiration, and excitement when you've been growing at 30 or 40% a year for the last 5 years, the last 10 years. So for those who don't know, K&D Landscaping since 2015 is growing at an exponential pace, going from 1 million to 20 million in 10 years. And I've got a warning for you guys out there. I mean, it's been super fun and I've loved it and we're going to continue to do it. But when you hit that wall of growth and you're going and going and going, and over the course from 2023 to 2024, September, we went from 15 million to 20 million in a year, $5 million trailing 12 increase in revenue. Well, September of 24 to September of 25, we're hoping to be somewhere around a, break even. We're hoping to just maintain that 20 million. And that's hard. That's really hard to go from growing from 15 million to 20 million in a year to going from basically not growing at all. We're working harder. Things are harder. Our salespeople are working more hours. Our project managers are working around the clock. Our crews are more experienced, better trained. We have better technology than we did a year ago. There's no reason why we shouldn't be doing 25 million today, except for this. We cannot ignore external factors on our business. We cannot ignore the fact that markets can only get so big before you have to geographically expand. And that's what we're kind of finding out. And that's the challenges we're running into. And I think in these moments, you ask yourself, why am I even doing this? Why am I working so hard if we're not growing again? And the truth is, we are growing. And for all my K&D team members out there listening to this podcast, we are growing. We are making an impact. 2 weeks ago, we held a golf tournament, our second annual golf tournament, just a bunch of landscapers throwing in a golf tournament. And we raised $13,200 for a local nonprofit that helps with spaying and neutering dogs and helping to get stray dogs homes and helping to rehome animals that have lost their home. I mean, that's such an incredible thing that we did and the community did with us. And sometimes we don't count that as growth because it didn't go to top line revenue. But I guarantee that day, that golf tournament had an impact on a lot of people. We had a bunch of vendors who came out. Hopefully they got some business from it. We had a bunch of clients that came out that got to meet each other, and hopefully, they created some relationships and some business out of it. We're growing. There's no doubt about it. But for the last 10 years, all of our revenue, or should I say all of our growth, has been measured by revenue. That's been our yardstick. And will continue to be a very important key performance indicator. But at the end of the day, there's so much more to talk about when we talk about growth than just revenue. I look at people in the company, and I look at people like Shantel. Shantel leads our ST, our employee success team. And the amount of growth that she's had in the last year is incredible. The amount of impact that she has had in the last year is undeniable. She has helped so many people with their careers and elevating themselves within the business. She has helped people find their true passion in the business, whether that's maybe in maintenance or construction or potentially in administration or something else, and has done an incredible job there. You know, another person is Jamie. Jamie started at our company 2 years ago, and today she's a full-blown business developer in maintenance that I'd put against any BD that I've ever met. She's incredible, and she has created great results. Blanca, another person, started in as just doing branch admin stuff, and today she's a full-blown account manager. Jake started out as just a irrigation technician, and today he's our irrigation manager. He runs our entire water management division, an entire division with its own logo. Like, I don't know what Jake's goals were 5 years ago, but knowing what I know from him and what he shared with me, I don't think it was that. And here he is running a whole division. Incredible. Tony, a lot of you guys know Tony. Tony started out as a business developer. Today he sits on our leadership team. He's our director of growth. His job is so much more than just business development. I mean, it's so much more than just sales. You know, director of growth is client retention. Director of growth is reputation. Director of growth is revenue. Those are his 3 things that he loves to talk about. But just incredible growth there. I can go on and on and on with my team. People like Alejandro, who didn't speak hardly any English a year ago and today can conversate and have a 1-hour conversation on how things are going in the field. And he's one of our best crew leaders out there. Juan Sotelo worked for us. Man, Juan has been working with the family business for over 31 years. I think maybe 32 years now. He's coming up on 33 pretty soon. And this morning, Juan was up at 3:45 a.m. because we have a job that we do that's out of our area that we got to drive an hour and a half to, and Juan's there getting the crew going this morning. Juan's an incredible team member that has grown every single year, even though he's been working for over 3 decades. His growth from 24 to 25 is unmistakable. I can go on, but I want to ask you guys, the listener, how do you measure growth? How do you measure growth within yourself? How do you measure growth within your teams? How do you measure growth within your company? And you may be measuring growth using financial metrics because that's what you were taught. That's what I was taught. You may be measuring growth based on how much your own personal growth is happening, which is great, but are you projecting yourself onto your team? Are you projecting your challenges onto your team? Maybe you didn't have a great year personally in your personal life. And maybe that's affecting how you show up to work. Maybe that's affecting your confidence, your motivation, your morale as a leader. Is that fair to everybody that's signed up to follow you into battle? Is that fair to everybody who believes in you? The people who join us in battle, the people who join us in the great game of business, the people who join us and believe in us, put their financial trust in us. I mean, think about that, guys and girls. Think about that. Everybody has to make money to live in this world, and you need more and more of it every day. And the sad part is, Mark Bradley's helped me understand this through conversations with him, very deep conversations with Mark. Money is not real, but it's the thing we use to measure ourselves for growth, for success, for status. It's terrible. But most marriages end because of financial issues. Most families become resentful or don't talk to each other because of financial issues, whether it's an inheritance issue or a trust issue or something else. So many things, so many issues revolve around money, which has been created out of nothing and thin air, some construct. And yet, it's still very important. We can't ignore that. And our teams, our people who join us, our coworkers, the most precious thing in their life, most likely, beyond, of course, hopefully their family and their friends and their relationships, is their financial well-being. And they trust us with that. And they trust us that we're going to help them make more of it. We're going to help them achieve their goals. So if you're struggling, if you're having a tough time and a tough year personally, and you're not showing up for your team, is that true leadership? Now, I'm not asking you guys to go hide your emotions and not deal with your problems. But what I'm saying is, as leaders, and if you're listening to this, you are a leader. You are an influential person in the lives of the people that surround you. You are influential. I can tell you that right now. Without even knowing you, without talking to you, you are influential. People are looking to you every day to decide how should they feel. How should they approach their challenges based on the way you show up? And I want to ask all of you to audit yourself, to look in that mirror. If you're driving, look in the rearview mirror. Don't look off the road too far. Think about that. How are you showing up? Are you your authentic self? Are you giving it all you can? Are you taking care of yourself so you can take care of those who trust and care about you? Look, weekly update number 14 is a little deep, guys. And I want to get back to my dad a little bit because a lot of what I'm sharing with you guys, my dad has taught me. You know, growing up, my dad put himself and my mom, they put themselves in positions of almost certain failure. They bought a house they couldn't afford. They bought vehicles they couldn't afford. They signed us up for, dirt bike racing they couldn't afford. They agreed to go on vacations and take us camping on trips they couldn't afford. I remember they took us to Hawaii for the first time on credit cards they couldn't afford. But every single week and every month after they did that, and every year after they spent the money they couldn't afford, my mom and dad would work that much harder to ensure that they continued to succeed. That even though they lived beyond their means often, they wanted to give us the best life possible, even if it meant going into debt, even if it meant having to work the next year, Saturdays and Sundays, making up for that trip. Now, my dad was and is a hardworking person with his hands. He went into the field and made the money laying pavers, building construction jobs, maintaining properties. And his mindset was always just work hard, do quality work, treat your team very well, give them great bonuses, pay them better than anyone else, and pay them what they deserve, and make up the difference yourself. And that is an incredible way to live. He's always taken the burden of what needs to get done, that extra work that needs to get done, he would do it. Whether it was washing the equipment, changing the oil, whatever it was that needed to get done on Saturday and Sunday, he would do to ensure that the team members, the crews, could go and be with their families. But on Monday, they would have work. They would have equipment to do that work. And they would get paid well for that work. And those types of principles, foundational principles, I believe that is what is missing in a lot of businesses today. Because if you listen to a lot of books or podcasts or social media, everybody has a hack. How do you get more done with less time? How do you put in less to get more? Well, my dad has always said you get out of it what you put into it. And that's 100% true. And when you try to shortcut things, and you try to over-delegate, I think delegating is a great thing to do. You got to trust your team, build up your team of leaders. But when you over-delegate to the point where you're trying to just, work an hour or two a day and run this business, everyone talks about passive income. Like, what are you talking about, passive income? Like, yeah, maybe you own some real estate. But at the end of the day, I mean, if you're running a landscape business, a trades business, and you're running it, you're the CEO, you're the president, you're the account manager, project manager, you're in the business. There's no shortcuts in this world that lead to great success and lead to people who really care about you and care about the mission that you're carrying on. You get out of it what you put into it. So if you're struggling with motivation, if you're struggling with leadership, if you're struggling to show up every day and be your authentic self, you're not alone, but you got to dig deep. You got to reach out to those who care and love you. You got to be vulnerable with them. You got to share your struggles. And I just want to encourage you guys today, tomorrow, and next week. Be there for your team. Go the extra mile. Show them why you care and how you care, and watch them support you back. So if you're struggling with motivation, if you're struggling to show up, it sounds counterintuitive, but I'm asking you guys to give more. Everything you need to do this, you already have. And when you give more, you're going to get more. But the equation when you're overwhelmed and burnt out, the equation of just doing less, removing things from your calendar, showing up less for your team, my concern and my experience with that is it often leads to more burnout. Because I can tell you guys right now, I feel really, really good. But I'm also struggling with certain areas. I'm struggling to understand why some of the things are happening. And when I look at it deeply, I realize that I've set up a really amazing team, and I thought that they could handle it, and they can. They don't need my help, but they need my energy. They need to know I'm in the game. They need to know I'm there. So yeah, guys, this has been a good talk. I'm going way over time, but I just wanted to share this with you guys. I want to be vulnerable, be honest, and I want to be there for my team more. I want to show up more. I want to support them more. And supporting them isn't like pointing out everything they're doing wrong, and it isn't like, hey, why didn't you hit your KPIs this week? It's, supporting is a little more of, hey, what can I help with? What are you struggling with? And when your team responds, don't just like jump to it and try to solve their problem. Sit in that feedback. And I guarantee that when they share their struggles with you and you just listen and nod and say, I'm here for you. What else? What else? You're going to get to the root. And you're going to get to the main issue, at least one of, if they're aware of it. They may often not be aware of it. I am still struggling to understand some of my own challenges, guys. Like, this isn't easy stuff. But when you sit there with it and you ask what else, it's incredible what comes out. It's incredible how deep you can go with a team member. My dad's taught me a lot, and it's kind of special to be here sharing these lessons that I've learned from him. And I could have 20 of these podcasts that are an hour long each, and I still wouldn't get all the lessons out that he's taught me. And so many I can't really put back into words. They're just they're just there. So, guys, it's been a fun podcast. I don't even know if there was any value there. I hope there was. I don't know if I'm processing my own issues with you guys live here, but I love it. Honestly, this is what it's all about, because too many people are sharing the highlight reel. Too many people are just showing you what's going great. And these weekly updates, if anything, are an opportunity for me to share what we're struggling with. And I'm opening up more and more. I think by maybe weekly update number 50, I'll be just sharing everything. And I hope it moves the needle for you guys. Keep raising the bar out there, you guys. The industry is alive. The trades are alive. It's a freaking amazing time to be a blue collar working person. It's an amazing time to be in the trades. We have so much incredible momentum. I am so excited for where we're at, and I hope you are too. So keep raising the bar, keep disrupting, and I'll see you guys right back next week. Wednesday, we got Eli 7 from Aspire jumping on the podcast with us first thing Wednesday morning. Stay tuned for that drop, and I'll be back next Friday with weekly update number 15. All right, see you guys.